What's up, guys? Welcome back. You know I'm a wah-wah junkie. I'm always messing with wah-wahs. And I'm grateful to have friends that, send me their stuff to maybe check over, look over, and try to fine-tune it a little bit. My buddy Desmond, killer player, has got a great Instagram following, reputable player, reputable repairman, amp tech, guitar tech to the stars. He also hustles a bit of gear. He does really, really well. And if you're buying something from Desmond, it's usually a quality product. He sent me this old 70's VOX V846. He said, man, just go through it. It doesn't sound right. I think the pot is dirty. So these style pots is an AB pot, Allen Bradley. They were sealed, and you really have to disassemble the entire pot to clean them. But what I'm choosing to do is really, really enjoy putting in these Chase Tone True iCar pots. Kyle Chase is a buddy of mine. He designs this great iCar replica pot. The real Tone or the highly sought after pots inside the wah-wahs are called iCar, I-C-A-R. They were Italian manufactured, and they just give you that real juicy wow, wow, wow. So Kyle has done, killer research and has just devoted so much time and effort into recreating that. And it's right here in this little component right here. You can find these on eBay. I think they're like 12, 15 bucks. Kyle's customer service is A1, and I'm not just saying that. I did pay for these. But Kyle's a great guy. He's helped me out in the past. He's always looking to help out. A few things that you want to test out when you're checking out a wah-wah is, if it's an older wah-wah, it's non-true bypass, check and make sure that there's not a significant volume loss. This one is pretty good in that department. No real volume loss. And now, because also it's not true bypass, you want to make sure that wah-wah isn't loading your tone too much, where when you're plugged into it, even when you're not using it, it's got a real woofiness on the signal. Luckily with this wah-wah as well, being non-true bypass, it still is quite clear. It's a great wah, actually, and I've never really messed with these TDK inductor wah-wahs, and you'll see that in a minute, but this turned out to be a really, really great wah. So the other thing is, you give it an overall inspection. Yes, the pot is noisy, but the wah's got great gain. It's got great sweep. Structurally, it's working fine. I may have to grease a few things up here. So I'm thinking that all we're gonna really do to this thing is swap a wah-wah pot in and see what we got. The intro clip was before, and I'll get this thing swapped in and you'll hear the after. I really feel like this wah-wah pot from Chase Tone is just gonna open this wah-wah up, and it's gonna be exactly what Desmond needs. And hopefully I can get this thing running hot for him and send it back to him. So let's dig in. Desmond, I hope you don't mind. We're gonna work on this thing right now. Yeah. All right, guys, so here we are. Obviously, here's the culprit, the pot here. Really straightforward. You wanna loosen this Phillips head screw, flip that out of the way. And then I'm gonna talk about this in a minute because that's gonna come into play when we start making our final adjustments. So we'll move this arm out of the way. We'll get 3 wires holding the pot on. I've done this quite a few times, so this is nothing really new. I will try to heat these and get these out. Usually I just snip them and start with something new, but we'll see if we can save it. So as you can see, the old pot compared to the new one, as far as the tabs go, it has the same layout, and those wires would go in the same position. Now you'll notice these 2 large washers on here. You can set it up 1 or 2 ways. I try to do it so it lines up with the gear the best. So the gear rides in the center. I'm pretty happy with that. Meaning you could put the 2 washers to one side or to the outside, however you want to set them up to line up best with the gear. Now, one thing I do try to do, and I don't see a lot of people doing it, is I make a mechanical connection first. So if you look, you'll see that the wire is twisted around and hooked inside that eyelet, so it can't pop out, even if the joint became cold or something. Like I did earlier, I played this wah-wah, so I didn't just tear into it not knowing how it sounds. so I have an audio reference to refer back to, so I can make my adjustments if needed. So in one of my earlier videos, I spoke about adjusting the pot. So obviously when you use a wah-wah, you can see this mechanism working, right? Like if you use that wah-wah, you can see this moving up and down. And you know that when you have a wah-wah toe down, which means the front of your foot is all the way down, you get most of the treble. So I like to start all treble, full max, and then I'll make my adjustments accordingly. If I feel like there's not enough bass in the sweep or it doesn't hit that ramp up part, I'll keep adjusting that. So right now, we should be full treble on this wah-wah. So right now with this set that way, that's gonna give our sweep the most treble. So we'll get that in, we'll get this clip tightened back up, and we'll give it a sound test. Also, another good thing to do is, you know, just plug your cables in before you play, just to verify. You seem pretty good there. Everything seems to be working. I can already tell I need one more adjustment. Hold on. Okay, so sometimes in a position where you can get one more tooth out of it, but you're really close, you can also clock or rotate the body of the potentiometer itself just to give you that little millimeter closer to that extra gear. So now we push the switch down, we got bypassed. We click it on. Now it's sounding funky. Let's give it a sound test. So you can hear the great bypass tone in this, where it's not robbing tone at all. Everything is nice and clear, and then when you push on the wah-wah, it's got plenty of volume lift, so you're not, you know... It's got plenty of gain when you hit that. So there you go, guys. There's an old mid-70s VOX V846 with a TDK inductor. And all we did was swap out the faulty Allen Bradley pot for a new Chase Tone True iCar, vintage iCar replica. And these are really great. I mean, I try to keep these in stock. I will put the eBay link down below because they are extremely affordable. I mean, you can buy 3 of these and buy a mid-70s V846 for $100. Swap these in and you got a party on your hands. These wah-wahs are not to be overlooked. Desmond's, fortunately, sounds extremely great. It's got great gain, it's got great volume, and it doesn't cloud the tone for a non-true bypass pedal. I think that's really great. So here was just another filler video, something for you guys to check out if you guys are into wah-wahs and you know you can't spend $1,000 on the old school Clyde picture wah or Clyde script. This is a great substitute. It sounds great. It has all the squeal you need. And yeah, man, it was just a great mod, and I'm going to be sending this back to you, Desmond. I hope you're watching this, and we'll talk soon, guys. Don't sleep on these TDK wah-wahs. Peace!
Now